Many acts of terror in India and the world at large can be traced back to Pakistan. Osama bin Laden was found hiding barely a couple of kilometers away from a Pakistani military academy in Abbottabad. But the United States has neither designated Pakistan as a state sponsor of terror, nor has it cared to label the Pakistani army and its intelligence agency, the ISI, which, by the way, consists of serving military officers, as a foreign terrorist organization. But Iran is a different matter. It's not Pakistan. Washington has designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a foreign terrorist organization. Anyone who deals with the IRGC could face prison in the US now. These Revolutionary Guards are the elite security arm of Iran's armed forces. It's the first time that the US has officially labeled another country's military as a terrorist group. It's very significant. On Monday, US President Donald Trump said in a statement, and I'm quoting, "This unprecedented step led by the Department of State recognizes the reality that Iran is not only a state sponsor of terrorism, but that the IRGC actively participates in, finances, promotes terrorism as a tool of statecraft." Iran responded immediately. It named the US Central Command, also known as CENTCOM, as a terrorist organization. It dubbed the US as a sponsor of terror. CENTCOM is part of the US military that oversees operations in an area extending from the Horn of Africa to Central Asia. This region comprises about 20 countries. Iran is one of them. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, condemned the US move. He said, and I'm quoting, "Our Sepah is in the front line of confronting enemies of our revolution and has always defended the country. America has failed to block our advancements." Khamenei warned that the US had made a quote-unquote vicious move. He said, "In spite of all the pressure in the past 40 years, Americans have failed to do a damn thing, and their vicious move will bear no fruit." For his part, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani defended the IRGC as protectors of his country. He said in a televised speech, and I'm quoting again, "This mistake will unite Iranians, and the guards will grow more popular in Iran and the region. America has used terrorists as a tool in the region, while the guards have fought against them from Iraq to Syria." Rouhani did not mince words to tell the US that if you pressure us, we will mass produce IR advanced centrifuges, an ominous warning that Tehran's patience is not inexhaustible and that Iran could resume its nuclear activity. The Revolutionary Guards are an arm of Iran's military. This group was set up after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. It protects and preserves the Iranian clergy's proxy rule. It commands strategic assets. It controls the Basij paramilitary. The IRGC wields enormous power. It controls the economy. It has interests in banking. The man in Washington's crosshairs is a man called Major General Qasem Soleimani. US Foreign Minister Mike Pompeo called Soleimani a terrorist. He accuses him of having the blood of Americans on his hands. Soleimani heads the Quds Force, which is a unit of the IRGC. It is responsible for carrying out activities outside Iran, something like the CIA. It supports groups such as Hezbollah and Hamas, and it propped up the government of embattled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, a very powerful force, basically. Saudi Arabia has welcomed the American move. Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, in fact, had added these Revolutionary Guards to their national terrorism lists last year. Israel has welcomed the move too. Donald Trump's decision could boost Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's political fortunes in the election that's happening today. This, in fact, is not the first time that the US has targeted Iran. In November 2018, America imposed sanctions on Iran's oil sector. In August 2018, America imposed the first round of sanctions on Iran. In May 2018, Donald Trump pulled the US out of the Iran nuclear deal. In 2007, the US designated the Quds Force as a supporter of terrorism. In 1984, it designated Iran as a state sponsor of terror. It's been going on for years now. But Donald Trump's critics dismiss his latest move as symbolic, carried out for domestic reasons. Some in Washington fear that there will be an Iranian retaliation, which could put American allies and assets in the region at risk.
Replenish our nation. And we have made clear to Pakistan.